Hello, YouTubers. Joe Kersey here, and you're going to have to pardon me for one moment. While I go over and get something, this is Sunday night, October 29th, 2017 at 22:55 in the evening, Eastern Time. You may have gathered that I'm a bit pissed off. Now, I shouldn't be pissed off because I've just had a delightful evening with, Liz and Henry came over and we Skyped with my friends Tony Pincham and Tony BZ from, Tony Pincham from the UK and Tony BZ from Seattle. And I'll tell you, Tony Pincham's got a hell of a screen capture function on his computer and sent us some great pictures from the Skype of Liz and Henry and myself and Tony BZ. So many thanks for that. But meanwhile, it seems that on my iPhone SE, some power that be decided to take over my phone and install this new iOS 11 something or other operating system. This did not make Joe a happy man. Because what happened was, instead of a nice little screen here where everything's kind of in scale, you sort of like how I had two big numbers down here, like on the bottom of a phone button, and I couldn't get rid of it. That was the least of my problems. The first problem was that the thing took about 25 minutes to install. So, as it turns out, just when I wanted to use my phone to call people and check on things, no, I couldn't do that. Thanks, Apple. Well, so, okay, and then I was left with this big sort of like, almost like a sarcasm screen, this big sort of, it's almost like that great joke from, I think it was like Larson on the Far Side, where there's like this eyeball in the side view mirror, and then it says underneath on the side view mirror, objects in mirror may be closer than they appear, and you've got this gigantic eyeball. That's the way I was feeling on this phone right a few minutes back. About a half hour ago now. I've settled down a bit. So they wanted me to sign in. Finally, it got to the point where it acted like it had, this new operating system had installed itself. So I, sign into the phone, and so I've signed into my phone with my email. It's my Apple ID. And then they wanted my password. Well, I used the password that I always use for my Apple ID password, which isn't necessarily the same password I use for other things. In fact, it's not. Well, I didn't like that. Not a good password. Invalid password. So I tried again. Well, same thing, of course. It's like how often do you try before you become insane? I mean, it's like, you keep trying in hopes of. Well, it seems that my machine didn't like me telling this story. And it cut me off. So we'll go back to where I think we got cut off. So I was trying to set up this, the phone was insistent I have sign in with an Apple ID and a password. Seemingly, they wanted a new password, even though I was trying to use the password I'd used for the last 5 years, which isn't the same password that I use for other things. Okay. But they didn't like that. And so, of course, once again, you try again in hopes that there's going to be a different result. Well, of course, there's not going to be a different result. It's like, oh, we don't like that password. So I finally thought, well, I'm going to try to call Apple support, and I know they charge for that maybe, and I'm willing to pay the freight, because generally the Apple support people will fix things if you get hold of them. And I finally did get somebody from Apple support. I don't know exactly how that worked. Oh, I know. I think I had to go to the laptop and try to get them to call me from the laptop, which they did. And then things became a little fuzzy. I got one guy who I just absolutely couldn't understand a word he said. Although I could tell he was trying. The Apple support people do try. Meanwhile, see, I couldn't even get the damn phone to turn off. I mean, you hold that top button down and it's supposed to turn off, and I couldn't even get it to turn off that way. I think, what am I going? I think I'm just going to have to let this thing run down and go down to AT&T to buy a damn new phone. At least that's what I was thinking. Let's see if I get this. Oh no, I don't. Okay, slide. I don't want to power it off. Oh, they've got a new technique. Oh, see, why do they do that when they put this new operating system in? Why do they change shit? Oh, you motherfuckers. Fuck you, Apple. It was a great phone until you started changing it. My son said this would happen. He said it started to screw. iOS 11 screwed his stuff up too. Fuckers. Anyway, so to continue, oh, son of a bitch. So anyway, how'd this go? Well, so it turned out that things weren't quite done. So I went back and I tried to call the Apple people from the laptop site. There was a case number, you could click it and maybe they'd call you. Okay, so, and indeed they did, and I got this really, really pleasant young woman who clearly was of this continent. Rather than from the far side of the world. It's okay. Sometimes I can understand those people from the far side of the world just fine. Couldn't the first time. This woman I could. She says, could we take over your phone? I said, fine, yes. Well, whether it was them taking over the phone or just luck of the draw and something happening inside this beast, eventually I was able to go through, of course, the whole thing again. But this time it liked my password. It liked my Apple ID. It wasn't saying that my Apple ID password wasn't good enough. Of course, then it took a while to get this bastard to turn off. Let's see what happens if I click the home button. Oh, it doesn't turn on. Oh, I have to turn the bastard on here. Oh, shit, do I have to turn this fucker on every time I want to make a call? Oh, son of a bitch. See, I just wanted to make just see if I could make a call, and I pressed the home button, and It's like you have to turn the thing on from the get-go. Oh, what an idiotic thing. Well, let's try something. Let's see if I can call my actual landline here. Uh, let's see. All right. All right. Let's find out. Oh, I think it's starting to ring now.
I'm no longer answering this number. Those of you who are calling that know me well enough will have my cell phone number, and you can call me on my cell phone. Or you can email me, and those of you who know me well enough can also email me. Have a great day, and leave me alone, you assholes that keep bothering me.
So I have a feeling that when they say turn the power off, let's try this now. Okay, it says okay. Let's see. I'll hit that. Let's see. I'm gonna click my thing. There's that. Let's see. Do that. Let's see that. So if I click that off, now let's see if I hit that. Okay, now it seems to be working like it should be, or was working. I don't know what. Come on here. Let's see. I was trying to whine like an individual of another gender. Well, all right. It seems to be working okay right now, but why do they have to make it? It's taken me a full 50 minutes. A full 50 minutes to get this phone that was working just fine, just absolutely fine. A very nice, happy little phone that I carry around with me. Working back almost kind of like maybe the way it was before. What a crock of shit. Apple, get your act together, dudes. You turn out a basically good product, but don't screw around with it. Idiots. Okay. Meanwhile, Liz and Henry had come over, and we were talking with Tony Ballman and Tony BZ and Tony Pincham. And there. So now I'll try to settle down. Just why do they do that kind of stuff? Okay. Bye-bye.